welfare system, you have to care. If you don't care, you're in the wrong business, because this is a business about helping people, and it's about helping a family, and it's about helping a child through an incredibly difficult time. The moment that kid or that family comes walking through this door, control is lost. I have assumed control at this point, and all of what we're doing moves at the direction of other people. So having an opportunity and having someone who legitimately cares about what goes on in the day-to-day, not just the times we walk into court, not the times that we're getting ready for trial, it's the day-to-day that becomes the important part.
So well said. Sumner County CASA was founded in 1991 and has been serving abused and neglected children in their area since 1992. They're a group of volunteers who are trained to be the voice of these children and are often the eyes and ears of the judge, as you heard there, when these kids are under protection of the court.
Yes, and as you can imagine, this is a much needed service that really pulls at the heartstrings. I'm so glad that we are here with Executive Director Sonia and Beth, who is a board member. Ladies, thank you so much for being here and what you do. Please explain why this organization is so vital for these children.
So thank you so much for having us. As Judge Howard said, CASAs are often the eyes and the ears of the court. When our children come to the court on allegations of abuse and neglect, it's a very adult-oriented procedure. The children aren't in court usually. These are conversations being had by attorneys and by judges. And what a CASA does is stand that child up for the judge. We've had multiple conversations with him or her. We've met them at school. We've met them at home. And so we have sort of an in-depth sort of look at what that child is dealing with and sort of what that child wants and what that child expects.
We're seeing now exactly what a CASA does. And you touched on that just now, but walk us through those steps. Take a deeper look at it for us.
So first we train our volunteers, and our training is about 30 hours. It's all done virtually. It's not, you don't have to be in person. We've really made our training easy for anyone to go through. And once you're trained, then we pair you with a seasoned volunteer or one of my staff, and we work your first case with you. We take you through the entire process. As our CASA volunteers, they attend all the meetings, all the hearings that anyone else would attend that is a party to the case. But then they also meet with our children. And the thing that makes that so great is that our children, and when you think about children who live in your community, who have been removed from their homes, a lot of people don't realize that they are sometimes removed from everything that they know. We don't have enough foster homes in the state of Tennessee. And so our children who go to school with my kids, who go to school with your kids, sometimes are placed hours away. We have children placed in Clarksville. We have children close to Memphis. We have a child that's placed out of state. But our CASA volunteers see those children every month. They are the consistent person that our children see.
Oh, man. I mean, this topic is really hard to digest for a lot of people, and I just think about the CASA, the workers behind this organization. It must be really tough to hear these stories. And I can see you're getting emotional right now. Explain.
So what I tell our volunteers, and it's something that we talk about a lot in our office. We're a very small office. There's only 3 of us. And we're serving about 115 kids. But what I tell our volunteers and what my staff tells our volunteers is that you have to have a good support system at home. When we're working our case, I tell them to take your case off your shelf, open the box, work your case, do all the things, and then put your case back in the box and put your box back on the shelf and be present in your family's life. Do the things that make you happy, because you have to have a good balance, because sometimes the work is heavy. We see things and we hear things and we know things that are happening to our children that the average person has no idea about.
And there's some ways we can get behind you guys and support what you're doing. Beth, tell us a little bit about this fundraiser that's coming up.
So coming up next week, we have a reverse raffle. So you can win $10,000. We're selling a limited number of tickets. We only have a few left, but it provides an opportunity for you to be part of CASA and what we're doing in Sumner County, working with our children and benefiting the great work that our staff and volunteers do. But then you can get to meet some of the judges and be there because they're oftentimes there at our raffle. And it's our biggest fundraiser. And so we appreciate the support very much.
Oh, man, such a powerful group. Ladies, what have you gotten from being a part of this, Beth?
Well, the work is so important. And, you know, I've told Sonia this and other people involved. The gateway drug that our kids have in front of them is trauma. Like, that's, to me, the biggest indicator that they're going to be at risk down the road for drug use and things like that. So having a CASA involved for these children to advocate for them on their behalf, to really be the voice that stands up for them in the court and says, okay, this is what all the adults want, but this is what the child needs. It's really important.
We need to support you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you both.
Everyone, learn more about Sumner County CASA and volunteer to be a voice for these children. You can sign up, make a donation, and check out their events at sumnercasa.org.